Welcome to Diesel Pack Garage. One of us is dressed like a man.
You know what? I'll give that to him. That was a good one. That was a good one. Now, Jared bet me I wouldn't wear this for any part of any video, so I'm content enough with my masculinity that I would do it. Anyways, though, for what this video is going to be, we got my 2006 WRX here, and the headlights definitely leave something to be desired. I'm recording this after the video, so they're nice now, but I'm going to be taking the stock halogen bulbs and upgrading them to LEDs. They're going to be the same model and all that stuff. The links will be down in the description for it if anybody else has a desire to follow along and try it themselves. Pretty easy to do as long as you get the right bulbs. And I did fail to do that at first. That's why you'll see some stuff, and then we'll jump a couple days later and I'll finish everything up because I had the wrong stuff. But anyways, without further ado, okay, so here we are, ready to put the lights in, and I went ahead and I already did my passenger light. It was a learning process for sure, but I did get it all done, high and low beams. Now, the first step is getting your bumper off, which has 4 clips, or actually 6 clips, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I was able to just come around the sides and just pop it out. And then I just set my bumper on the ground because I still have my fog light wiring in. But from there, you have 2 bolts on the top to get your light out. And then once your bumper's off, you will have 2 nuts and 2 bolts. Once you get all that done, this little metal bracket that's under the light is kind of free to move out. You pull that out and you can pop your headlight right out. From there, come over here and you have 6 bolts. Pop that out. This is your low beam, so you get to go ahead and pop this out. Ooh. There's your standard low beam. Now this kit comes with 2 of these bulbs, and also, if you need it, 2 extensions, but I did not need the extensions in my car. So from here, it's just slip it down in there, and there's a spot it kind of sticks, which is right there. Run this back down, put your little retaining clips in, unplug your stock bulb, which I can look for you right now, I believe. Yep, it's an H7. So I just went ahead and got H7 LEDs. I will put the link for these in the description. My Amazon affiliate link. Plug that in right there. Then you can go ahead and put this back on. And that's your low beam done. Easy peasy. For your high beam, there's a little bit of modification involved. We'll pop that out. And then in here, you got, instead of like a single connection, you got 2 connections in here. So go ahead and, come on, there's my positive. Your negative's kind of off to the side, but once again, you still have retaining clips. Come on. Got that out, okay. Let's go ahead and slip out that aftermarket. This is, yep, H1. So H7, H1 for the highs. I ordered the wrong thing the first time, that's why the car's in a different spot. It took me a couple days to get the right bulbs in. And once again, these are my H1s. They come, once again, with the connector if needed, but we didn't need them on the other side. Little more involved for this one, but not much at all for putting the bulb in. Take off the little collar here, and then the collar, it's got like little divots down in the stock piece, and there's only one way it should fit in there. So you just get that put down, you put the collar in, lock the collar in. Just took me a second to get that back in. Now, all you have to do is take this, push that in there, and you do have to take off your stock low beam. Come on. Because it attaches to the housing on the original setup, but on our aftermarket bulbs, it actually goes to the bulb. So we'll take this, we'll just kind of set that there. All you're going to do is push that straight down, it'll sit in there nicely. These are not polarity sensitive, so just plug up whichever way is easier. Boop, boop. There you go. And then you just push it down in there. Now the problem here is right here. You take this stock cover and it doesn't fit. There's a good finger width gap there. My very professional solution to that issue is a piece of PVC pipe. So this is 2-inch piping. And then what you can do is you can set that in there and it kind of sits right, and then you just have your dust cover there. And now is the part where Jarrett's gonna yell at me. We're gonna bring out the duct tape. And what I start with is I have the PVC, which is just long enough that if it's on there with it, it doesn't hit the housing. Take the duct tape and attach the stock dust cover to the 2-inch PVC piping. I will have to look around. I'm sure they make a aftermarket dust cover to solve this issue. If I find one, I'll put the link to it in the description. But my car's already been down for a couple days because of this, and I just kind of want to be able to move my car and do everything I need to do. So yeah, now you have a nice good seal on the top side. You got your dust cover up in there, just totally covered with duct tape. You're going to set it there and proceed to duct tape that to the housing. And for temperature wise, should not be any kind of issue with doing it this way. It's just a little ghetto looking if you notice it. Now, I believe there are some LED lights out there without heat sinks in them, but my friend had this brand installed in his car and I loved how they looked. So I decided that was the brand I was going to go with. And I just had to figure out how to do it. So I mean, whoops. So you're going to go around and like just pretty much cover up anywhere you can. Because remember, we're essentially trying to replicate a dust cover, which means we need to keep dust out. And then I like to wrap around. I don't know if these are adjustment bolts. They might be, honestly. But I know that my headlights were sitting pretty good and they have a nice cutoff in them. If needed, I will take this duct tape off and adjust as needed and then put the duct tape back on, but I don't really see that being an issue. And since you can't get on the backside very well, I'm just going to cover it up until I feel like I can make a good seal somewhere, which is going to be up here. And there's a little bit on the backside. I still don't feel I have a very good seal on. And trust me, this is, I know people are going to make fun of me for this, and I will attempt to find a good solution. Quick and dirty, kind of how I get my stuff done at times. Okay, so now high beam's done, low beam's done, H7, H1, whatever you want to call them. And now here's that metal bracket I was saying. Take the 4 bolts out, or the 4 connectors. Metal bolt kind's got some flex. Watch out for your cables when you're putting it back in. Just kind of tuck everything right about where you think it needs to go. There we go. Got those 2 connectors on. So your 2 nuts just sit here, and all that's doing is attaching your headlight to this, to the bracket that I was moving around. You got this. So then we go ahead and there we go. Oh, there it is. Looking for my 10mm. Got those 4 bolts in. Up next is another 10mm. Goes right here. And on your headlight, you should also have another 10mm off to the side here, but I broke the bracket on this side. So you can tell I also broke this bracket way back when. Let's just put zip tied, but I think we're good. Okay. All that's left at this point is to reattach our bumper. Just tap it around the sides to get it in there good. Those clips are in, and all that should be left are the 6 up top. And I'm missing one push pin for here, but I'll find it. I'm pretty sure it rolled down under the car. One thing I would have changed about that if I redid it was verifying these headlights are good before now. So let's go ahead and drop you down to that lights level. So I'm gonna go try them and we'll see what happens. Best part about that, I can sit in the driver's seat, watch the little screen on the front of the GoPro here, right here, and see that they both lit up. So at this point, it's just cleanup. I'll also see if I can find these headlights and put a link in the description. They were just some headlights I got off eBay when my car was being rebuilt from a shop. So here we are at 11:06 at night. And we do have street light there, so that's gonna kind of skew our results some. But as you can see, it's a much nicer white light. So we're on a pretty good hill coming down this way. I am going to have to adjust the headlights some, it looks like. But that being said, I'm still very happy with the quality of this light. Because you can see that's my lows, that's my highs. But once again, here's my low beams and my high beams. The light quality is much better. I really like these LEDs. As you guys can see, my lights in here are still yellow. I did a video recently doing LEDs in my truck, so I assume that's coming in the car also. But I do need to address a couple concerns that I have with the truck's LEDs, which I think is just going to be adding resistors, but shouldn't be bad at all. So when it was sitting in my driveway on the hill, I thought the headlights were really far off. But looking at it now, it actually has almost the same cutoff it had before, but actually a little better and much cleaner. So I really like how these headlights look. Those are my low beams. There's my high beams, and they light up a lot better and a lot more evenly compared to before. So I'll take it as a win. Here it comes.
And joining you from Cupcake Fairyland, I bring your master of disaster, Cotton Candy Teletubby. Have you met my new friend, Cupcake Sprinkles?
Okay, so here we are at the end of the video. You guys got to see how much of a difference these make, and I know that it's hard to tell. This piece, I need to adjust something right there. But I know it's hard to tell with the headlights on video, but they are a world of difference from what they were. So I'll definitely take it. We got a Jarrett caught in a spotlight.
I'm sorry, I'm just marveled by a piece of cotton candy talking.
He thinks I'm sweet.
He melts in my mouth.
But anyways, that'll do it for us. Until next time, I'm Matt, he's Asshole, and we'll be at the same place, same time, same channel.